What's going on, guys? Welcome to video 2 out of 4. This 4-part series where I'm explaining all about my holistic growth coaching program that I'm offering. So in video 1, episode 1, in case you haven't watched it or heard it, I talked about my journey, my coaching journey, how I even became a coach, what I had to go through in the past few years to feel like I could actually do this and become a coach. Then I talked about what is a holistic growth coach specifically, because I think there's a lot of different types of coaches. Obviously, there's mindset coaches, there's fitness coaches, there's healing and energy coaches, but I see myself as someone who wants to help you with all those things. So the mind, body, and soul. I'm so big on that because for me, that's how I saw my growth in my life, and I'm still growing and learning, but that's all I like to focus on: holistic, mind, body, and soul, because when you find methods of growth in all those areas, promise you will never ever stop growing in your life, right? And so that's what I focus on. I talked about that in the first episode. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about the vibe assessment. Before I work with anybody, I like to give them a little vibe assessment, assess where they're at. So I'm going to talk about what that is and how you can actually access and get your own vibe assessment. Okay, so let's get into that. So first of all, what is the vibe assessment, right? What is it? Well, it's an online or in person. I think I'll just do online though. I think that's the easiest, depending on who you are, where we live, and kind of like our ability to meet. It's basically a session. So we're going to talk online, let's say, for about, let's say 30 to 60 minutes, however long it takes. I don't like to limit calls and conversations by a certain time limit. I don't like to do that. So it's going to be 30 to 60 minutes, whatever. We talk about and we assess where you're at with your growth journey. It's an objective measure of where you're at with your growth journey. Well, objective in the sense that I'm going to measure using certain markers, certain areas that we can look at. Everything from like career to like physical, basically things that revolve in the areas of mind, body, and soul. We're going to look at these areas and figure out where you think you're at. Right? I'm going to ask you questions and try to like prompt you to give like a rating of where you're at. We do that, and then we're going to talk about kind of your goals and your challenges with your growth journey. So for someone who doesn't care about their growth, they don't care about moving forward in life, they're not going to really need the vibe assessment, right? But if you really do want to move forward and grow in certain areas of your life, we're going to have those conversations as well. We're going to figure out what goals you have and what challenges are in your way right now. This kind of helps me realize, like, is this a potential client of mine, or are we just talking and chatting it up? Are they actually really like coachable? Do they really want to learn and implement tools in their life to help them grow? Or are they just talking and venting, right? So I'm going to figure out, is this person a potential client? And then on the other hand, the person taking the vibe assessment might figure out, okay, is Tex someone who can actually help me and support me with my growth journey? We're going to figure that out on the call. Right? Because that's not to say we just take a vibe assessment and boom, you're being coached by me. No, it's kind of like we're interviewing each other, seeing if we are a good fit to work together. That's what it is. And at the end of the day, I want to know if I can help you with your goals. That's the number one thing. So that's what the vibe assessment is. It's a 30 to 60 call where we're going to talk about where you're at with your growth journey, challenges, and goals. And yeah, see if we can work together down the line. That's what I would love. So if you want a vibe assessment, that's, I guess, the next thing to figure out here. If you're interested in it, if it sounds, interesting to you. Now, what you can do is just go to the link in my bio, my description of my Instagram at VibingOutWT. You're going to see a link there, and you can actually just book one. You can just book a vibe assessment from there. Simple as that. You fill in like a form, or you just pick a date, depending on however I actually implement this. But yeah, you just go to the link in my bio, book your own vibe assessment. We can talk online and see where you're at with your life. Like I said, just because we do a vibe assessment doesn't mean you're going to be coached. Like it's a mutual agreement that has to happen, but that's later. We just want to talk about you and your growth. So just consider it like a call that will be beneficial to you. Even if you don't get coached, you'll still have this call, which is technically a coaching call because we focus on you and your growth, and it might help you down the line regardless. So I hope you consider taking a vibe assessment. I've given a few out. I have a few clients that I work with right now, and I've given vibe assessments to people that I didn't even actually end up coaching. But I hope those vibe assessments really helped them just analyze their life and where they're at and where they can go from here. So yeah, if you're interested, you know how to get yours today. Thank you for listening to this part 2 of 4. In the next episode, I'm going to talk about the actual growth, holistic growth coaching program, the package, what it actually includes, everything you get from coaching with me. I'm going to explain the length of the program, everything that's included. Like I said, everything that's included, price, all that's going to be talked about in the next episode in case you are interested in the holistic growth coaching. Maybe you took a vibe assessment. Maybe you're interested in taking one. So the next episode is going to be the next process of that, which is, okay, Tex, I'm actually interested. What do you actually offer in this program? Let me know. How much do I have to pay? What's the length? All these things, like I said, are in the next episode. So stay tuned for that one. Thank you for listening, watching today. I'll see you next episode. Thanks. All right. See ya.